Hello, YouTube. This is Ron reaching out to you from Central Texas once again. And this will be my 7th edition to my vlog of how I was being raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And I'll be giving more reasons as to why I no longer am part of that religion. Tonight, I'll be focusing on a subject that's near and dear to me, ladies. Yep, ladies. The reason why that's near and dear to me, why you are near and dear to me, is because, one, I was raised by a single mom in the projects of Chicago. I'm married to a beautiful, intelligent, capable wife who's spiritually industrious and keeps me on my toes. And I have 4, out of my 6 children, I was blessed with 4 beautiful daughters. From a young woman who's 19, got an 18-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old daughter. I love my sons too. My majority is female, so tonight I wanted to say something that might be something motivational for you ladies to think about, especially in the realm of the Kingdom Hall and the fact that you guys are put in a secondary role. So this was on my mind. It's a passage in the book of John, the 4th chapter. Now I'm going to read not the whole book, but I want to read, I think John 4, 1 through 41. Bear with me because, like I said, I've been dealing with a cold for this week. And compounding that with the leukemia is not the easiest thing to do, but I feel that I need to get this one out while it's on my mind. So I'm going to read John the 4th chapter, verse 1 through 41 out of the New World Translation Bible. And I want you to pay attention to what I have to say in regards to some questions I'm going to ask towards the end. So let's do this. It reads, John 4:1. When the Lord became aware that the Pharisees had heard that Jesus was making and baptizing more disciples than John, although Jesus himself didn't know baptizing, but his disciples did, he left Judea and departed again for Galilee. But it was necessary for him to go through Samaria. So he came to a city of Samaria called Sychar, near the field that Jacob had given to his son Joseph. In fact, Jacob's well was there. Now Jesus, tired out as he was from the journey, was sitting at the well. It was about the 6th hour. A woman of Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." For his disciples had gone off into the city to buy food. So the Samaritan woman said to him, "How is it that you, despite being a Jew, ask me for a drink, even though I am a Samaritan woman? For Jews have no dealings with Samaritans." And Jesus said to her, "If you had known of the free gift of God and who it is that says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." She said to him, "Sir, you do not even have a bucket for drawing water, and the well is deep. From what source then do you have this living water? You are not greater than our forefather Jacob, who gave us the well and who, together with his sons and his cattle, drank out of it. Are you?" In answer, Jesus said to her, "Everyone drinking from this water will get thirsty again. Whoever drinks from the water that I will give him will never get thirsty at all. But the water that I will give him will become in him a spring of water bubbling up to impart everlasting life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water so that I may neither thirst nor keep coming over to this place to draw water." He said to her, "Go call your husband and come to this place." The woman replied, "I do not have a husband." Jesus said to her, "You are right in saying I do not have a husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and the man you now have is not your husband. This you have said truthfully." The woman said to him, "Sir, I see that you are a prophet. Our forefathers worshipped on this mountain, but you people say that in Jerusalem is the place where people must worship." Jesus said to her, Believe me, woman, the hour is coming when neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem will you worship the Father. You worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, because salvation begins with the Jews. Nevertheless, the hour is coming and is now when the true worshipers will worship the Father with spirit and truth. For indeed the Father is looking for ones like these to worship him. God is a spirit, and those worshiping him must worship with spirit and truth. The woman said to him, I know that the Messiah is coming, who is called Christ. Whenever that one comes, he will declare all things to us openly. Jesus said to her, I am he, the one speaking to you. Just then his disciples arrived, and they were surprised because he was speaking with a woman. Of course, no one said, What are you looking for? Or why are you talking to her? So the woman left her water jar and went off into the city and told the people, Come and see a man who told me everything I did. Could this not perhaps be the Christ? They left the city and began coming to him. Meanwhile, the disciples were urging him, Rabbi, eat. But he said to them, I have food to eat that you do not know about. So the disciples said to one another, No one brought him anything to eat, did he? Jesus said to them, My food is to do the will of the one that sent me and to finish his work. Do you not say that there are yet 4 months before the harvest comes? Look, I say to you, lift up your eyes and view the fields, that they are white for harvesting. Already the reaper is reaping wages and gathering fruit for everlasting life, so that the sower and the reaper may rejoice together. For in this respect the saying is true, one is the sower and another the reaper. I sent you to reap what you did not labor on. Others have labored, and you have entered into benefit of their labor. Many of the Samaritans from that city put faith in him because of the word of the man who bore witness, saying, He told me all these things I did. So when the Samaritans came to him, they asked him to stay with them, and he stayed there 2 days. As a result, many more believed because of what he said. Now, I got some questions for you. The reason why I brought this passage in the Bible up to you is because, again, like I said, I'm a father and a husband and a son. I've been around some great women in my life. And having that background, it has always honestly troubled me that I know that sisters generally spearhead the preaching work, but are not allowed to teach men, even though that's exactly what this Samaritan woman did. She was blessed with the privilege of something that the apostles, the disciples, didn't even get the privilege of. She was the first human being to find out that Jesus Christ out of his own lips was the Christ. What an honor she had. Even with the background she had. Think about it. Did Jesus care about her background? Did he care about her reputation? She had 5 husbands, and the guy she was with at this time was not her husband. Here's something for you to think about. If she was in your congregation, would she be in good standing in the congregation? Would she be reproved or possibly disfellowship because she's living with a guy who's not her husband? Jesus knew those things, and he still decided to give her the most important message that the human family could bear at that time, that he was the Christ. And she was so uplifted by what she had just taken in. She did a good job. She left, went to her city, and did such a good job in preaching that everybody left what they were doing, came and listened to what Jesus had to say. Now, think about this. Jesus had been around his disciples for all this time and hadn't given them that information. Might be because more than once in the Bible reminds us that they argued over who's the greatest among them. And if he had possibly singled one of them out to tell them that of his true identity, they might have, got a little haughty about the situation and said, you know what, guess who told me who he was first? That woman wasn't like that. She was humble. She went, she gave out this information, and a lot of people benefited from it. So I want you to think about that because I know there are witnesses who watch these videos. The next time you're sitting in that meeting and you're not allowed to teach a man, Jesus actually had a woman teach a man. He actually did it twice. If you think about this, there's another passage in the Bible where he gave, again, the most important message that a human could get. What was that? The resurrection. Who was the first person that Jesus, using that materialized body, after he had been brought back to life, who was the first person he chose to go and tell men that he was back? That would be Mary Magdalene. Not Peter, not Thomas, not John, not Judas, the other Judas. Out of all the people he could have picked, he picked Mary Magdalene, had her go and instruct men as to him coming back. So it makes you wonder, why in the world, in our time, if we're supposed to be following Jesus Christ's example to the best of our abilities, why is it that women are not allowed to teach men today? Food for thought. You can speculate, do the research, come to your own conclusions. I just want to give you something to think about. Y'all have a good one. Signing off from Central Texas.